दूसरा वाला का इसमें नहीं है।
इसमें नहीं है। जो आपने दूसरा लिख नहीं था उसमें
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just start in about 5 minutes. People are just joining in. The experts are already here from NCGTC. So just about 5 minutes, we'll start.
आपने भेजा था मुझे।
मैंने भेजा था उस स्टैंड में देखो ना।
इसमें नहीं तो इसमें कर लो।
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. We will start the program. I welcome you all to today's important webinar. It's a very important webinar on awareness regarding the Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, ECLGS 5.0. This is a very important program which the government has announced. As you all know, access to adequate and timely credit remains one of the most important requirements for exporters, especially the small and medium enterprises. In the recent times, as you are all watching and seeing, the West Asia crisis or the Middle East crisis, as it has come to be known, has impacted the supply chains, has increased logistic costs, and created liquidity challenges for exporters across sectors. Recognizing these concerns, the Union Cabinet approved the ECLGS 5.0 on 5th May 2026 as a targeted support mechanism to provide relief to affected exporters. Subsequently, the operational guidelines were issued by the NCGTC, which is in the Department of Financial Services, the Ministry of Finance, on 8th May 2026. It came into force on 8th May. And the scheme is being implemented through banks and other financial institutions. As many of you may be aware, ECLGS was originally introduced in 2020 during the pandemic period, during the COVID era, as a lifeline for businesses. Under ECLGS 5.0, the government has revived and expanded the framework to address current economic challenges. The aim of the scheme is to facilitate an additional credit flow, according to estimates which have been put out in the media, about 2.55 lakh crore, thereby ensuring businesses have access to important working capital support. An important feature of the scheme is that the government-backed guarantee support through NCGTC covers 100% of the default amount for MSMEs and 90% for non-MSMEs, thereby reducing the lending risk for banks and encouraging faster credit flow to businesses. The scheme seems to have taken up because if you see today's Business Standard, there's an interview with the managing director of the Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, and he says about 650 crore worth of loan applications have been received by his bank under this ECLGS 5. And many more of the banks have got their own portfolios, which they are extending. And in fact, many of the banks are also reaching out to the exporters and requesting them and asking them to take the advantage under the facility. Today's webinar, therefore, is very important. It's very critical. In about less than 3 weeks' time, TEXPROCIL has managed to put together this webinar so that all our members and all those who are also non-members can benefit from something which the Government of India has put out for the benefit of all exporters across the product lines. The faculty for today's webinar is Mr. Rishikesh Sawant. He is the Deputy General Manager of NCGTC, the agency which is implementing this program. And this is a body under the, as I said, Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. And let me shortly introduce him for the benefit of all our participants. Mr. Rishikesh is a seasoned banking professional with over 25 years of experience across corporate banking, including underwriting, debt syndication, credit analysis, project finance, MSME and retail banking, and risk management. He holds a BCom degree with ICWA, CAIIB, and a diploma in Treasury, Investment and Risk Management. At NCGTC, he manages credit guarantee schemes supporting MSMEs, credit guarantee scheme for startups, along with HR and administrative functions. So Mr. Rishikesh Sawant is ideally positioned to take care of, explain the scheme and to take the questions which I'm sure many of the participants have in their mind, including some who seem to be reporting that the scheme is not working for them through their banks. Today, Mr. Rishikesh will guide us through the key aspects, as I said, of the ECLGS 5.0, including eligibility criteria, documentation requirement, procedures for availing support, and that it's very important that all the participants understand this. And I encourage all of you to actively participate in this webinar. So with these words of introduction and welcome, I now invite Mr. Rishikesh Sawant to begin the session. Over to you, Rishikesh ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon to all the participants. I thank TEXPROCIL and its management team for giving us or giving NCGTC an opportunity to disseminate the information pertaining to the scheme for the benefit of its members. So without, I welcome again all the participants, and I will like to move to the presentation part. I'm just sharing the screen.
Yes, please. Yes, please go ahead.
So the screen is audible, screen is visible to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking you all through just a very brief presentation. It's not kind of a very detailed or elaborate one, just brief presentation for the understanding of the members. So the ECLGS 5, as we discuss here. So basically the at the beginning it was already clarified why this scheme was brought by Government of India. The objective of the scheme as we capture here. So basically due to the liquidity stress, short-term liquidity stress, due to the current ongoing West Asia crisis. So due to this crisis, whatever additional credit support to the eligible businesses that need to be provided. So this is the objective of the scheme. Okay. And why this crisis has resulted, or the business on what fronts they have affected due to this West Asia crisis. That is the reason why this scheme was introduced. Like summarizing what we have captured here in the first slide, second slide itself, there was supply chain disruptions, there was a liquidity pressure on the business, and to maintain the job continuity and to protect to maintain the business continuity rather, and to protect the jobs and to guard the businesses or to protect the businesses against the rising fuel and logistics costs. This was the reason why this scheme was thought of, and this was has been rolled out. So moving on to the next slide, we see in the scheme there are two broad classifications as far as the eligible borrowers are concerned.
Can you just hide TEXPROCIL WebEx that's coming in the way, the last one?
Yeah.
That screen mein right, hide pe chale jaiye. Just
correct.
thank you.
Thank you.
So that is what I am saying. The scheme, there are two broad categories as far as the eligible borrowers are concerned, as you see on the screen. So one category is the MSMEs and the non-MSMEs, excluding the passenger airline sector. And the second category is the scheduled passenger airline sector. So if you see, there are two common guidelines which are applicable to both. First is all the MSMEs and non-MSMEs, they should have fund-based working capital limits from their lenders as on 31st of March 2026. Okay, as far as airlines are concerned, there is a slight change here. They should have fund-based and non-fund-based outstanding as on 31/3/2026. So here for airlines, we are covering all the fund-based and non-fund-based facilities outstanding as on 31/3. Whereas in case of MSMEs, non-MSMEs, we are covering the fund-based working capital limits as on 31/3/2026. Second, for both the categories of eligible borrowers, all those borrowers who are standard, means who are not SMA2 classification with their lenders as on 31/3, these are eligible. Additionally, for MSME, non-MSMEs, the borrowers who are already covered under the credit guarantee scheme for exporters. This credit guarantee scheme for exporters is also one of the schemes which are being operated or which are being run by NCGTC. So this was recently launched, and this scheme has been closed for fresh sanctions. So whichever borrowers are covered under this CGSE, credit guarantee scheme for exporters, so that limit which is covered under the CGSE, the same will not be again covered under ECLGS 5. So this is the eligibility criteria for the borrowers. Now, which are the eligible lenders? So eligible lenders, although it may categories may look only 4, but a lot of lenders will get covered under this. So scheduled commercial banks, scheduled urban cooperative banks, non-banking finance companies registered with Reserve Bank of India, and all India financial institutions. So these are all the eligible lenders. Just wanted to share with you, like as of yesterday, we already have 49 member lending institutions who have registered or who have onboarded themselves under the ECLGS 5 scheme to assist their borrowers, eligible borrowers. So as we come to the scheme features, so again, taking the category or the basic classification forward. So basically for MSME and non-MSME, the quantum of support, that is what is the amount which the lenders can consider. So up to 20% of the peak fund-based working capital outstanding in the quarter 4 of FY26. So this is the criteria which the lenders need to look at, and the maximum loan amount will be 100 crores per borrower for MSME, non-MSMEs. Rate of interest for banks and financial institutions is capped at maximum ROI is kept at 9%. For non-banking finance companies, the maximum rate of interest is kept at 13%. The guarantee coverage varies. For MSME, the guarantee coverage is 100%. For non-MSME, the guarantee coverage is 90%. Tenor of the loan is common for both MSME, non-MSME. The total tenor of the ECLGS 5 facility will be 5 years with a 1-year moratorium on principal repayments. For airlines, the quantum of support is up to 100% of the total credit outstanding, fund-based plus non-fund-based, in the quarter 4 of FY26. The maximum loan amount has been kept at 1500 CR per borrower. Rate of interest, there is no stipulation as far as the capping is concerned. So the lenders are flexible; they can stipulate the rate of interest. Guarantee coverage for airlines, scheduled passenger airline borrowers is 90%, and the tenor of a loan is 7 years with a moratorium of 2 years on the principal payments. And as we see that through the scheme, these are again the broad features which are extended. So there is no additional security or there is no additional collateral which the MLIs need to ask from the borrowers for providing the ECLGS 5 facility. Similarly, no personal, corporate or third-party guarantee should be sought for the ECLGS facility, even though there is a personal guarantee or a third-party guarantee or corporate guarantee for their existing loans. They did not extend these guarantees for the ECLGS 5 facility. The validity of the scheme is up to 31st of March 2027 or till the guarantees of 2,55,000 crores is issued, whichever is earlier. MLIs should not charge processing fee for the ECLGS 5 proposals. Similarly, there is no guarantee fee which is being charged by NCGTC to the MLIs. We have given a facility for prepayment. The borrowers can prepay the facility if their cash flow permits. The bank should not charge any prepayment penalty for any prepayments happening. So summarizing the benefits of this ECLGS 5.0, like we saw in the second slide, since this is a arising out of this peculiar crisis, so this scheme is basically to cater to the emergency credit access to the eligible borrowers. Similarly, we are incentivizing the lenders to come forward and lend to the eligible borrowers, and through 100% guarantee cover, the risk for the lenders is also reduced to that extent. Similarly, for the borrowers, it will support business continuity, their business continuity. It will protect their employment. Again, it will strengthen the MSME ecosystem and it will help maintain the supply chain. So this is the presentation from my side. Thank you very much for patiently listening.
Thank you very much, Rishikesh ji, for a presentation which is short but very sharp. You have covered all the main points which are there in the scheme, so that is very clear. This is the scheme, and as you rightly said, this is the emergency credit. The word is emergency credit. We are looking at emergency funding for your on the basis of the difficulties you're facing on account. So the scheme has come out. So now it's open for discussion. There are a few questions in the chat box. So Rishikesh ji, with your permission, we'll take up items for discussion.
Sure,
okay?
sir. Sure,
So
sir.
we'll go first by the chat box. There are a few questions there. Open the chat box. There's some, Mr. Amit Shah says he's applied on 14th May on Jan Samarth.
Mute.
बताइएगा जरा, can you explain your position, Mr. Amit Shah? बोलिए.
Mr. Anil Jain here from Delhi. I'm a MSME.
Yes. Hello.
100% export house.
Okay.
Meeting all the
Amit Shah को बुलाया
criteria.
था एक.
Yes.
Are
Yes,
you,
yes.
you are giving floor to Amit Shah, sir. Are you
Yes.
there?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm here.
Can you come up
Can you-
first, sir?
can you hear me, sir?
उसके बाद आइए आप. First,
Yeah.
let's hear Mr. Amit Shah. He has
Yes,
put
yes.
questions in the chat box. बोलिए
Yes,
जरा.
sir.
Go ahead.
सर हाँ, मैंने जनसमर्थ पोर्टल पे अप्लाई किया है 14 मई को.
Okay, go
हाँ,
ahead.
सुन रहा हूँ सर.
So-
I'm listening.
ओके सो सर मैंने अप्लाई किया है और मेरा अकाउंट स्टैंडर्ड अकाउंट है एज ऑन 31 मार्च 2026. तो मेरी सीसी लिमिट्स है और ओडी लिमिट्स है वर्किंग कैपिटल बेस्ड विथ आईसीआईसीआई बैंक. बट दे आर सेइंग राइट नाउ दैट इट कैन नॉट फंड मी बिकॉज प्रोविजनल के हिसाब से मेरा डेफिनेटली सेल्स टर्नओवर थोड़ा डिप हुआ है. सो सर ये प्री अप्रूव्ड फैसिलिटी है या कैसे है?
नहीं, this is not
Yeah.
pre-approved facility.
Okay. Okay. So banks are required to run their credit profiles of the customer.
Correct.
Okay. So can they deny the loans even if my account is standard?
So see, ultimately the credit call is of the, even though the credit call is of the bank, but
Mhm.
they will have to at least evaluate the application in line with the guidelines.
Okay.
Correct.
So the guidelines में तो standard account है, right? So I have a standard account.
स्टैंडर्ड मतलब SMA2 नहीं होना चाहिए. SMA2 भी
नहीं है
स्टैंडर्ड ही
सर.
हो जाता है.
सर नहीं है, SMA2 भी नहीं है.
हाँ, ठीक है.
तो सर
गाइडलाइंस आप मीट कर रहे हैं. इवन द गाइडलाइंस द लेंडर आल्सो विल बी चेकिंग द गाइडलाइंस बिकॉज दे दिस गाइडलाइंस हैव बीन मेड अवेलेबल टू ऑल द लेंडर्स. So
मेरा
they will
जो
also
सिविल
go through the guidelines.
Correct,
but
correct, sir.
ultimately the
सर मेरा जो सिबिल का रिपोर्ट है अभी क्रेडिट ब्यूरो से अभी 1-2 दिन पहले ही मैंने निकालवाया है. तो उसमें SMA2 और स्टैंड वो कुछ लिखा नहीं है. स्टैंडर्ड अकाउंट ये मेरे सारे पेमेंट्स ऑन टाइम हो रहे हैं सभी इंस्टीट्यूट के.
So let the bank evaluate. Have they completed your evaluation? Have they done the entire assessment, or have they completed your evaluation of your proposal?
यस.
So final outcome क्या है? What they have conveyed to
दिया
you?
आपको कुछ लिख के दिया उन्होंने?
लिख के नहीं दिया अभी, वो मैं मांगने वाला हूँ. आई विल फोर्स देम टू राइट अ फॉर्मल लेटर टू मी फॉर डिनायल.
नहीं, जो
But
भी
they
है
are
आप
not-
उनसे जो
They
भी
are not
है
giving me in
सर, से
writing as
आप
of now.
पूछ लीजिए what is the reason.
All right.
So I think Amit ji, I think you can check out the reason. अभी तो प्रोसेस में है. Let them give you finally why they are not accepting. अगर आप सारे मीट कर रहे हैं उनके जो गाइडलाइंस हैं,
हाँ
if you are within those guidelines, there is no reason why they should deny. That is what is being suggested here. So kindly have a
Okay.
look. Let the final word come from the bank, and we can
Okay.
also take care to help you out. Okay?
ओके. और सर इसमें कुछ अगर वो राइटिंग में नहीं देते हैं तो मैं
देंगे
किससे
सर. अभी
कांटेक्ट करूं?
15 मई गया है ना, तो 10
हाँ
दिन
जी.
हुआ है, 15 दिन हुआ है ना, तो
जी,
just
जी,
give some time to the system to respond to you. They will respond to you.
और
है ना
अगर
साहब? They will
सर कुछ
respond
भी
to you.
प्रॉब्लम होता है सर तो कहाँ कांटेक्ट करूं सर?
So you will have to escalate in the bank only.
बैंक के
Okay.
ऊपर
ओके.
एक कॉपी हमें भेज दीजिएगा टेक्सप्रोसिल में, एंड
हाँ.
जिस ब्रांच को लिख रहे हैं कॉपी दीजिए. we'll also support you and we'll
Thank
take
you,
it up.
sir.
Okay?
थैंक यू सर.
We'll
थैंक
do
यू
that.
सर.
Don't worry. अब
Thank
बताइए साहब. हाँ, who else was on the line? Mr. Jain, Anil
Anil
Jain.
Jain.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I have only one point to make, sir, that I meet all the criteria of a MSME export house, not selling in India, only selling in US. And we are eligible for this grant under this new scheme which the government of India has brought.
Hmm.
Only problem is the banks. We have talked to HDFC, Axis Bank, SBI, Union Bank. They were first not even aware of this scheme. They said, which scheme are you talking about? So we sent them the circular sent to us by ECLGS, and they studied the same, and they said, okay, now talk to us. Then we started talking to them. They said, sir, as a company, you need to have working capital limits you need to have CC limits. Without established CC limits or working capital limit, we cannot proceed with you. Now, I'll tell you the reason why we don't have them. Because as export house, our terms and conditions with our buyers in the US were 20% advance deposit with the order and rest before dispatch. It is only with now the tariff having gone up and the recession having sunk into US, all the buyers have started asking for unlimited credit, starting with 45 days, going up to 90 days. So we are not used to this credit. Now, if we have to go and give them credit, we need to have a working capital assistance to us under this scheme. But we don't have a CC limit or a working capital limit. How can you help us in this direction? That is plain and simple. I am asking you.
So the basic criteria of the scheme itself is for the borrowers. If you have seen the slide, who are the eligible borrowers? So all those business units, MSME or non-MSME, who are having fund-based working capital limits, I am saying only fund-based working capital limits. So if you satisfy the eligibility criteria, you should not have any reason for the lender refusing to your proposal for ECLGS 5.
But how do I establish CC limits, working capital limits, going back to my HDFC bank? Now I have to pledge something for the limit to be done.
No.
I have
See,
to pledge collateral.
listen, this particular limit should have been in place as on 31st of March 2026. So,
Yes.
So were you enjoying any working capital limits on 31st of March 2026?
No, we never had any because
Then
we didn't need them.
Huh?
I told you my payment terms were such we didn't need them. It is now that we require.
So now you can have working capital limits, but they won't be able to fund ECLGS for you. They can give you working capital limit, but ECLGS they won't be able to give.
So this scheme is not applicable to us.
Since you said you don't have working capital limits as on 31st of March 2026.
Correct. That is one of the
Okay,
basic
so-
conditions of this scheme.
I agree, but you cannot delete this clause.
No, sir.
It's not possible.
No, sir.
Yes, there are two reasons they are saying. One, you should have this limit. Number two, they are saying export turnover has gone down. Now, in a year where tariff went to 50%, export turnover is likely to come down because these buyers have started buying from other countries, Bangladesh, from Cambodia, Vietnam, China. Most of our customers have started buying from there. So
So
business
have
went down.
you availed any facility under the earlier credit guarantee scheme for exporters?
No, we have not.
Even that also, in that facility you have not taken any cover.
No, we never needed any cover so far because we always had 100% payment in-house in our bank before sending the shipment. So there was no need of establishing any CC limits. There was no need of giving any collateral to the bank or setting up any term loan or something like this. It is now that since we are driven by our buyers for extended credit, we are thinking what to do now.
The eligibility criteria is quite clear. Means if you satisfy your eligibility criteria, your existing lenders will be able to help you out.
Anyway, I think to cut this story short, Anil Kumar, we will see what we can do. We can give a recommendation that ऐसे आपके जैसे cases भी cover किए जाए. हम लोग लिखते हैं. Let's see what government does, because right now the guidelines are very clear, as he correctly explained to you. आपके पास pre-shipment credit 2026 के या 25 के beginning में होना चाहिए था. वो अभी आपका नहीं है. So now yours is a special case. Let's see people without any CC limits, how do they or can they benefit? So we will make a sort of a request or a suggestion.
If you can help us, sir, fine. It will be very nice.
We have to take it up.
Grateful.
We'll take it up and let's see.
APC, we are members since many years.
So that is all fine, sir. I will, in order, because there are many others also on the call, kindly represent your case and we'll take it up with the NCGTC. Let's see what they can do for a sympathetic
Thank you.
consideration. Form
Thank you.
correct.
Understood.
Now,
Thank
okay,
you
go
very
ahead.
much.
Thank you very much. Anybody else, please come along.
Yes,
Subhaya,
sir.
ji. Subhaya, Mr. Subhaya.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
1 minute.
good evening, sir.
Go ahead, whatever you said.
Uh,
here. Go ahead.
Actually, we had a partnership company during last financial year, and we converted this into a private limited by end of March. The limit which was there with us in the old PAN or GST, now this is a new company, so it is converted only to a partnership. Whether we are eligible for this or how we have to avail for it.
No, sir, the eligibility criteria doesn't differentiate between the constitution, whether it's a partnership, private limited, or a public limited company. If you are having a working capital fund with working capital limits with your lenders as on 31st of March, you should be eligible.
Okay. Because the PAN number and GST is changed because of the constitution change. So is it we are eligible, right?
Yeah, yeah. So whenever you are applying, you apply with the current constitution and the current PAN.
Okay. Okay.
Then teacher, right? Tell them
So the
that.
facilities would have moved to your new constitution, no?
Yes, yes. It moved to new constitution.
Uh,
Where we have to apply, we have to apply with the old details because 31st March is the key point where we do not have the new company's facilities. So that's why I am a little confused.
That is fine, but the remaining constitution change documents you can share it with your lenders.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
To see whether we can make some.
Who else? Go ahead, please. Tushar. Tushar bhai, yeah, go ahead, Tushar bhai.
Does this loan attract, I mean, any subvention we get from the, like we are getting subvention for the PCLs and all? Do we get subvention for this?
No, sir, there is no interest subvention available here, sir.
Okay.
At least no interest subvention under this scheme.
Okay.
Okay, then I think 3 people have raised their hand. Mr. Hemshah has put a question, sir. 1 minute. What is there is any cost attached like stamp duty and legal fees? I discussed with my bank. So cost. There are no
See,
costs. Legal वगैरह का नहीं है.
Sir, only thing is whatever the existing securities are there for their existing loan.
Yeah.
So that will get extended for the ECLGS facility on the second charge basis. And these securities are to be, this charge has to be created by the lending institution, then they will hold this charge on behalf of NCGTC.
Okay, so I think so it will be the earlier will be applicable for the extension.
So whatever the existing securities are there for their parent facility, the same will be extended for this new facility on a second charge basis.
Now there is one from Ravi. 1 minute. Ravindran, still banks are saying waiting for their internal guidelines. So
Hello,
the
sir.
banks which have onboarded, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Ravindran. You're on the call. Go
Sir,
ahead.
we are having the account with SBI and both Canara Bank also. Still, they are telling that we are waiting for our internal guidelines. We will explain to you how to apply for the loan and all. Now, whether there is any whether we can upload our application to any site or anything, or we have to apply for both banks separately, or there is a joint application.
Oh, no, sir, can you repeat your question?
Sir, now we are having the CC limited with the State Bank of India and the Karnataka Bank. Both the banks are not ready to explain, or they are not aware that that the procedure to apply for this. They are telling that we are waiting for the internal guidelines.
Okay.
Then whether we have to apply, whether there is any site to put our application online, if it is there, whether we have to apply separately for separate banks, or there is only one.
What he's asking is there any central site where they
Sir, I'm coming to that only. So if you see my guidelines or the FAQs, FAQ number 21. Okay. If you see the FAQ, this application has to be done by the borrower through the Jan Samarth portal. Okay, so if you are registered, you can log in. If you are not registered, you need to get registered on the portal. So once you
Okay.
log in the portal after filling the basic details, then it will take you to the bank. You will have to select the bank from which you want the facility.
Okay.
Okay. So once you select the bank, your application will move to that bank. Even at the end, when you submit your application, there is an option whether you want to select another bank. So,
Okay.
so there is you already have that flexibility to select multiple lenders with whom you're already banking.
Okay.
That application will move to those respective lenders, and they have to process your application once they receive it.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. 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 Understood. Understood.
Even though the banks onboarded are also there, sir, on the Jan Samarth for easy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is there.
Yes, sir. All the banks who are onboarded, those are already there on the portal.
So that's very good. So obviously all the banks who have onboarded, they are on the Jan Samarth portal. So obviously they know about this scheme. So this answering Saima's question that the banks are that they are yet to receive the instructions is not correct. So you can just do the drop. If you go through the in the portal, you see whether the bank to whom you're talking has is there or not. So that can be checked. So I think that should answer Saima's question. Okay.
Okay.
Who else?
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Manoharan. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. See, I already applied through that Jan Samrit portal, and whatever the amount it shows got approved. Now our banker, State Bank of India, is asking NOC from all other bankers in the multiple banking arrangement to disburse this loan. Okay. Is it needed that NOC for State Bank of India from other bankers?
So what you had, it depends what you had selected. Had you selected only State Bank of India or some other lenders?
Yeah, I have selected State Bank. We have 5 banks, but I
Sir,
selected
can you,
State Bank.
sir, can you excuse me for some 5-10 minutes? I will just see some got an urgent call from CEO. So
Okay.
can we have this for some 5 minutes? Can we stop 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, can we get your contact details?
My number?
TEXPROCIL, sir.
TEXPROCIL, sir.
We'll just put it in the chat box.
सर ये जो जनसमत पोर्टल है ना सर, उसमें वो अमाउंट भी प्री अप्रूव्ड आ चुका है, फिर भी मतलब बैंक्स ऐसा बोल सकते हैं क्या कि
नहीं, अभी पोर्टल का दिया ना, if you go to the chat box, they
हाँ।
made FAQs का उन्होंने दिया हुआ अपलोड, या नीचे उन्होंने लिंक दिया है. There is a link there for the FAQs and there is a link on the Jan Samarth portal. All applications have to be routed through that portal. और उस पोर्टल में एक ड्रॉप डाउन है जिसमें बैंक्स के नाम है. So all the banks, according to what they told us, the banks' names are there. So you see whether the bank with which you are dealing, their name is there. So if you go to that bank, and the bank should know about the scheme because their name is there on the portal and they have consented to and onboarded on this program, as Mr. Rishikesh explained. So therefore, all that is there, but still there may be issues. Head office, regional office, branch office, too many of them all over the place. There could be gaps in communication. but we can help out and they will also help out.
But
So
they
there
have
is
to
no
take
issue on that.
approval for the higher authorities.
हायर अथॉरिटी आपके बैंक में अगर कोई नहीं कर रहा है तो ऊपर एक बड़ा मैनेजर होगा ना, उसके ऊपर ब्रांच मैनेजर, रीजनल मैनेजर, जनरल मैनेजर, तो वहां आप डालिए अपनी एप्लीकेशन. लेट्स सी व्हाट दे से. विद इन द ब्रांच यू विल हैव टू, अगर यू मीट ऑल द क्राइटेरिया जो ये
Yes.
बता रहे हैं FAQs, जरा समझ लीजिए. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड द FAQs यू नो व्हाट द इश्यूज आर, एंड देन उसके अलावा इफ देयर इज एन इशू यू आर फेसिंग you can always write to us, you can write to them, or we can also take it up. But
Thank
bank is what you have to deal with through the Jan Samarth portal. Choose the bank and it goes there through the portal. That's what he told you.
But banks are saying कि हमने आपका reject नहीं किया है. We are seeing and मतलब we can also reject the
Individual
scheme.
case को आप लीजिएगा, it doesn't help out. But now they have explained to you the system. What is the system in operation? This is the system. Now, if it reaches your bank and the bank has received your application, then he is supposed to act since they are onboarded on the scheme. वो लोग खुद हाँ बोल के स्कीम के अंदर आए हैं वो बैंक, and all banks have been asked to do so. तो वो बैंक क्या बोल रहा है, ब्रांच का मैनेजर क्या बोल रहा है, वहां का एम्प्लॉय क्या बोल रहा है, आप जो भी आपका एप्लीकेशन है, दे गिव यू समथिंग इन राइटिंग व्हिच यू शुड टेक एंड
वो तो लिमिट, एग्जिस्टिंग लिमिट है, वो कट करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं.
नहीं वो ठीक है सर, वो क्यों बोल रहे हैं वो सब अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा ना.
Okay.
It's difficult for a big in a webinar to explain specific cases. वो आपको बैंक से पूछना पड़ेगा क्यों कर रहा है, वो कोई रीजन होगा ना. तो लेकिन आर्बिट्ररी तो नहीं कर रहा है ना. अगर कोई आर्बिट्ररी कर रहा है तो आप बताइए, विल टेक इट अप विद दैट बैंक. उनको हम भी लिखेंगे और उनके MD से बात करेंगे, इनको भी लिखेंगे हम लोग, those who are implementing the scheme.
जी जी.
So there is an option, sir. So kindly go through it. आपने बात बता दी है. Go back again to the bank. We are there to help you out.
मैं आपको मैसेज करूंगा. थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Go ahead. Has he come? Have you come, sir?
Yeah, hello.
आ गए सर आप? ऋषिकेश जी, are you back?
बस आ ही रही है, बस आगे पहुंचने वाली है.
कॉल करके देखो.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಲ್ಗರ್ ये सी नंबर
तू बैठेगा पढ़ लेना, मैं मीटिंग.
पूछो ना।
आगे सर।
ऋषिकेश जी,
Hello.
Are you, Rishikesh ji, are you back?
रतन पेपर में राहुल है ना, राहुल आ रहा है बाहर। हाँ, वो मैडम आई होंगी।
Where is he?
फोन नहीं उठा रहे।
सर के गौरव सर के कैबिन में।
सवाल से था। ECLGS, emergency credit line guarantee.
I think, friends, he seems to be have been held up for a long time. So what I will do, the remaining queries that you have, I will put our mail in the mailbox.
Okay.
Will you be kind enough to address your queries to us? And
Yeah,
then we
please.
take it up with them and get you replies?
Yes.
Instead of just simply, they've been held up somewhere, some urgent call came. So I would just put on your, this thing, the email here, sibyl@texprosil.org. Madam, she's handling it. Please feel free to ask all your queries and we'll try to get them answered. And
Okay.
we'll get back to you, okay?
Okay.
Sorry for this, but I don't know, we are dependent on this officers from the government. So I think he just called up. So hopefully we will maybe have another one again. But right now, this is where we are, unless we decide to wait for some time, which may not be very correct as of now. Okay.
Okay.
Is that all right, sir? Thank you very much for
Yeah,
joining
thank
in.
you. Thanks a lot.
And kindly send your queries to this call. And there's an email ID, okay? And we'll respond.
Upcoming webinar.
And we have some more coming up in upcoming ones. So we'll let kindly join in all of them, and we'll have one more of this session because today's abrupt, session which got terminated. We got on various other aspects which you may see on the screen, and we hope you could join in them. Right? With these few words, I'll thank you very much. Sorry about this interruption, but this is something beyond our control. Kindly put your queries on the chat and on a mail, and we'll take it forward and discuss with the department. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we rejoin? I'm back. Like, sorry for the interruption. हॅलो, हा सर, ऋषिकेश बोलतोय. हा, कॉल चालू आहे का? चालू आहे ना अजून कॉल? का हो? कारण आमच्या सडनली सीईओ कडे कोणतरी व्हिजिटर्स आले आणि त्या स्कीम साठीच आले होते. तर मला वाटतं काय ते